Welcome to our workshop on soil painting. Although as you'll work through, you'll find that we use more than just soil to create our work. On this slide, you'll see some cave drawings that are prehistoric and were drawn using natural materials. The one on the far right-hand side is not a cave painting and was drawn very recently. Be careful when collecting soil. Try not to collect it from places where there's dogs or cats. Please use gloves and do not put soil near your mouth. Remember to wash your hands after use, as soils contain microorganisms and these can make people ill. We collected soil samples from different places using plastic bags. Look carefully at this picture and you can see that soil is made up of many different things. There's organic matter, some minerals, gases, liquids, and organisms that together support life. Soils are different from compost because compost is only organic matter. The colour of the soil depends on the types of rock that the soil was made from, and also the amount of organic material. So, soils from sandstone are often very red, whereas soils on chalk are greyer in colour. Because all soils are very different, that means that when you rub them on paper, they will feel different and will leave different marks. So the amount of clay or sand in a soil will make a difference when you rub it on the paper. Although we say we're painting the soil, we don't need a paintbrush. You only need soil and your fingers. We recommend that you wear gloves. Rub a bit of soil onto the paper and the colour of the soil should be left on the paper. If it's a clay soil, most of the soil will be left on the paper too. Select soils that have good textures and make marks that stay on the paper and are of a colour that you want for your design. Sandy soils are often too dry. As we said, clay soils or loam soils can make great paints. Within a mile from my home, I collected all these different soil samples. Where I live is on chalk, but it's also in an area which has been part of agriculture for a very long time. So the soils have had other things added to them. Often in chalk areas, there are areas of clay. So the soil that I collected came from an orchard. There was some garden soil, but there was also some chalk, some clay. I found some compost. There was some silty soil and there was also some loam. You might want to look up what those different properties of soils are when you come to classify the soils that you collect. In cave paintings, ancient humans often used charcoal, so wood from fire, to make marks on the wall, as well as other materials. You can investigate what they used. Some of those we might not recommend that you use today. Charcoal makes a very lovely, dark, smooth material. And charcoal is obviously burnt wood. Ancient people used materials from many different sources. Today, I looked at some daffodils, some mint, and some rather pretty bulbs with orange petals. You can see on the page that when you rub these, they leave behind a mark. Again, we're not painting with them as such, no paintbrush is needed, just rubbing the material into the page. One of the other things you might notice is that when you use mint or some flowers, not only does it leave behind colour, but it leaves behind a rather lovely smell. Here's my finished picture. It's based on a wall decoration found in France. It's made using organic matter from plants as well as soils and charcoal. We'd love to see your finished outcomes, and I'm sure that they will teach you a lot about soil.
We would love to see your creations. Send us a photo of your investigations, a diagram, or a model if you make one. We could even forward your creation to a STEM professional, our STEM ambassadors. They will then give you some feedback on your work. Have fun!